Hey guys, welcome back. Boltspider here, and today we're going to be talking about cards that can come off the list with no problem. Now, a few people and myself had a discussion about this, and we decided on a few cards that could definitely come off the list with no problem. Now, the first three are all clumped together, being Blaster, Tidal, and Redox. We saw back in 2019 with Tempest going to 1, people did play it a little, but the Dragon Link did not play it at all because there was better extenders like Absolute Router Dragon and Quick Launch. Now, overall, Dragon Rulers, they were a prime deck from 2013 to 2015, and then immediately slaughtered after that. But if we look at it, Dragon Rulers are just bad compared to other counterparts there are. Blaster is a 2-for-1 removal, which is discarding this card and another fire. Target a card on field, destroy that target. In today's day and age, 2-for-1s are not that good as they used to be. So 2-for-1s is 2 cards for 1 reaction or 1 action. So like 1-for-1 and all that, those can stay, but the Dragon Rulers 100% can come off the list to all to 1 and be utility cards for other decks. Now, Salamangreat might play Blaster, but other than that, they won't because they have other cards that could do what Blaster does is better. Like with Rage and Roar with their counter trap and their Icarus attack like trap card, they could definitely do better than a Blaster. Plus, they also have other cards like Access Code Talker, which is better than Blaster, and that shows the age of these cards being 8, 9 years old. So that is one thing to definitely take a look at. Tidal is a 2-for-1 Foolish Burial, so sure you can send Water Enchantress, but Fatal Adventure does its job better. The reason why I say that, you want to get a certain card in the graveyard? Oh, it's in your hand. Fateful Adventure, add Enchantress or whatever, discard the card that you want to discard, which is pretty good. And Enchantress is a free extender. So I feel like Tidal is just terrible. And Redox is a 2-for-1 reborn by discarding Earth. If you play this in Adamancipators, you're playing the deck wrong because you have Adamancipator of Sign. That's at 3 that reborns any rock in your graveyard, and if you summon a Adamancipator, you stack your deck. So there's that. Overall, the Dragon Rulers just have aged poorly, and one day they could go to 1, and later they could all creep off the list. Sure, it might create a Dragon Ruler deck, but in today's day and age, the deck isn't as good as it used to be. It got power crept so hard that they just poke. That's all they do. They just, am I doing something? Please tell me I'm doing something. Even though that the Gold Sark's still at 1, they have triple Dragon Ravine. They have triple Super Rejuvenation. They're not gonna really do anything anymore. And I could spend hours talking about Dragon Rulers and counterpointing everything that there is on them that people argue that they should stay banned. But I don't want to do that. So let's get into the next card before I go on to another rant about them. We have Orchest Harp Horror. Orchest has not seen play in over 2.5 years since this card got banned. That's telling you something. Sure, it has a couple tops, but that's with Mech Knights. Sure, it sees a little play, but that's with Mech Knights. You see what I'm saying? Orchests are only played with Mech Knights. Sometimes, not all the time. Orchest Harp Horror was one center point of the deck, and I feel like it can come back to 1 to help that center point feel full. Now, OCG has 1 Galateo, 1 Grusu, and 3 Harp, while we have 3, 3, and 0, which I feel like it should be 3, 3, and 1. Overall, Orchest was a great deck back in 2019 in Toss Eternal format, but in my opinion, it really wasn't the best deck after the October list. It became the best engine of the format in the previous format. because people were finding ways to play Orchest in everything. Sky Strikers played it. True Draco played it. Salamangreat, I know a couple of them played it, which is weird. Pendulums even played it because, hey, they can. They pendulum summon everything. Then we also had that murder list, and they haven't been seen really since. After that, we have Perform H plus Fire. Just put this to 1, and it won't do anything because this card is not that good. Sure, we have Monkey Board and Skull Acrobat Joker all back off the list, but in my opinion, Plush Fire for Perform Ages really don't do much. Now, Plush Fire not being a hard once per turn, sure. But other than that, Plush Fire is just there as another body on board. Now, you could put a hard once per turn on it, like a few other cards I have right now that could deserve a hard once per turn. But honestly, I don't think people are going to play Pepe. We do have that Draco Pal support, so we're going to be going back to Draco Pal, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait for that. But just Perform Mage and Perform Pal's not as good as it once was. Sure, there's a lot of cards that are gone, like Norden and all that they did run here and there as a one of later on in their lifespan. But overall, Plush Fire needs another copy of itself to facilitate the multiple pops. So you go, I activate Luster Pendulum, Plush Fire, pop the Plush Fire, add another Plush Fire, summon out the monster, activate other scale, Pendulum summon Plush Fire, Sork, and another monster, pop the 2 Plush Fires, get 2 more monsters, and you have a board of 5 monsters. Oh, that's 5 summons? Nibiru. So if they were to ever become meta again, people would just run Nibiru. After that, we have Ptolemaeus. This card could just go back to 3 and no one's going to think about running it because all it does is summon out Pleiades or on your turn summon out Infinity, which is actually very, very bad because it utilizes a total of 3 extra spaces on top of a target. So you have up to 4 spaces in your extra deck and a very tight extra deck currently. But other than that, yeah, Ptolemaeus could just come back. It would give Talonites a nice new toy. And speaking about giving stuff nice new toys, we have Wind-Up Carrier Zenmate. Zenmate is one of those cards that people fear about coming back off because the Wind-Up Hunter loop, but also it could just go off the list because no one's going to run the hand loop in a day and age where people are running 12 plus hand traps, along with multiple other interactions in their decks. So Zenmate is fine to come off the list. Next up, Spellbook of Judgement. That card came back to 1 in the OCG, and only 1 top of it, which is in Sky Striker as a search engine, just to get multiple spells in the graveyard. But other than that, am I getting too far away for you guys? Because Spellbook of Judgment is bad. But other than that, Spellbook of Judgment definitely helps out the power of the deck. And the deck is still garbage. Next up, we have Premature Burial and Trap Dust Shoot. So Premature Burial, it's just Monster Reborn with a cost. Sure, you could bounce back, but it's still Monster Reborn with a cost. And if you draw it late game and you have less than 800 life points, you can't use it. Sure, you can activate it if you have like 800, but you're going to lose the game. But other than that, I feel like Premature Burial is just bad. You can run it in for a Noble Knight as another Reborn, but not really worth. It could be worth, but not actually really worth. And then finally, Trap Dust Shoot. Put it to 1. And that's all it could go to, because Trap Track and Labyrinth. But in my opinion, Trap Dust Shoot is super slow, and I feel like it could come back to 1 after talking with my friends and other people. But I want to know what you guys think about these cards. Hit that like button down below, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video.